Hello. Morning. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Oh, how has everyone been? Actually, today, Alvin, I forgot to mention today is Thanksgiving in the US.
Oh,
So I don't
Thanksgiving.
know. Yeah, I don't know how many people are gonna tune into our live stream today, but
Mm.
but I think it's still good. Like we should keep our schedule. And then here, I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Make sure to spend with your family, with your loved ones, or with your friends if you are not close to like family uh, location, right? And then
Yeah.
t- today, again, we prepared several trendy topics that we want to discuss, which are Gemini 3, how AI help you to make trading decisions, investment decisions, as well as recently like the tokenized equity. There's also a lot of discussion about whether Bitcoin is a good investment or not right now. And then people are
Mm.
also talking about, oh, is it like retail users are abandoning Bitcoin while institutions are increasing the adoption? So we're going to touch every single thing of that. Before we kick off the stream, oh, do you have anything you want to share?
Anything I want to share? Oh, actually, the market luckily is bouncing back from 81K this week,
Mm,
right right after the Monet token TGE. So I think they launched the token at the at a very good time frame. And also we see lots of like new narratives coming out as the market warming up again, like super visual effect affected by the Gemini 3 launch, and also tokenized stocks. No matter we can trade on Hyperliquid, but also many other HIP related apps and more. So I think
yeah.
still many interesting topics we can discuss. And there's an interesting stat I observed on CoinGlass. Actually, the open interest on Binance related to perps is quite lower compared to the stats uh, compared to October 11th. So I think still not so many participants in the market. So I think maybe it's just the dev cat bounce back uh, this week. Yeah, maybe we can see the market will be going to drop again in the coming weeks. Yeah.
There are so many things we can discuss, but before that, let's just check option volume, right? To get a general sense of the market. So last 24-hour, we see a lot of call. Actually, you see, oh my god, the 90K call is 7x last 24-hour with 160 million. And then I think in the within the next 2 days, people are extremely bullish, to be honest. And then you also have like for the end of December, people are calling for at least a 100K Bitcoin. And then people are also more bullish on, oh, we're gonna see Bitcoin above 100K and 6,000.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
I think even look at this. What the fuck is this? And then there are some people like extremely bullish on this.
100.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I think like people are starting to place like tiered bets because they don't want to miss the upside of Bitcoin. So that's why they are you see all those like tiered option calls, and then their pricing is all
Interesting.
increased, all significantly. So I think today the market is like really bullish. Let's track like the greed and fear index.
So
Right.
I
Yeah.
think for the market right now is a easier version of the option. And I think many projects and team will also come up with a solution to pick up the difference between two markets, like British market, option market. I think there's a lot of overlap position
True.
to utilize.
You know one interesting thing I've been thinking about because I think I told everyone, right, I have been preparing this tokenized equity yield farming strategy, which is basically like funding rate arbitrage for tokenized equity. But the problem is that right now the on-chain spot liquidity is really, really thin for stocks. So meaning there's not a very good venue for you to buy like stocks spot unless you want to say buy your stock on Robinhood or on a traditional stock market exchange. But that if you want to do that, then you need to bear with the U.S. tax because I'm based in U.S. right. So you will definitely be taxed on your capital gains if you trade in your traditional like stock exchange. On the other side, you can also, if you want to further increase your capital utilization, you can also say sell puts, like using just like traditional option. So in that way, like you don't face the risk of liquidation, but on the other side, like your capital utilization, or you actually have leverage for your spot position. So this is one thing I've been thinking, but I think like for especially for the capital gains, right? It's I'm really concerned. So I haven't like been enabling that. I have been just like trying to look for better spot liquidity for tokenized equity on chain. Um, and even if you trade like within some exchanges, I don't think like the liquidity is steep. Like I even compare different market makers pricing as well as like how they provide the pricing for different traditional tokenized stocks on chain. It's all very limited. They not only put like limitation on like calling their API, but also they limit the size of like how much you can buy for each of the stock really, really significantly. Like if some of you are paying attention to this, okay.
Mm. Yeah.
um but I mean I'm definitely like very, very bullish on this direction because to be honest, like we have seen the trend of crypto tokens, or like I guess like the valuation of crypto projects or tokens are kind of broken because there's not a lot of projects has sustainable revenue to contribute or accrue back to the token price. So that's why most of the project we will only be able to see a downward only token price projection. And because of that, so the it's also like very rare for people to hold cryptocurrencies like for a longer term. I'm talking about those, not the majors, but those like long tail assets, right? So that's why like when we introduce uh the tokenized stocks, then there actually has been a lot of uptick in terms of the tokenized stock like trading. I think there was one day Hyperliquid was experienced like 700 million of trading volume, right? Just simply because of Nvidia and Google. That was like 2 days ago or one day ago. I can't remember the exact number, but Alvin, you remember what I'm talking about, right? I think it's like 500 million. Let me pull out that tweet.
Yes. Let me see. They
Oh yeah,
actually Hyperliquid launched their HIP standard not quite a long time ago, maybe even 1 month, and
yeah,
it sparkled lots of attention and KOLs aiming to this market very
yeah,
actively. Yeah, this one.
yeah. This one. Okay, let's translate since we're doing English today. So so it like single day
500 million.
volume, yeah, 500 million. And then this is like their 4% of their total daily trading volume. I mean, um I do I do see like there are a lot of people, they they are trading the tokenized stocks, especially before the earnings report. So those kind of things will always be one of the patterns. Like whenever those large tech companies gonna have earnings report, right, days before or after, there will always be a spike on the trading volume. Hi, thank you guys for joining the live stream. We're just like discussing like tokenized stock. And then going forward, I think like I mean, I saw also some a lot of tweets talking about this trend, right? Because essentially all of those stock market, they have a lot of sustainable users. They have very large B2B sales and revenue stream. So that's why fundamentally the volatility in the stock pricing wouldn't be as huge as crypto currencies. And then that also means like, and also because the fundamentally the valuation and the market, the overall globally traded volume is just like significantly higher than cryptocurrencies. So I do expect like quarter 1 or quarter 3, no matter whether crypto gonna be in a crab market, a bull market, a bear market, tokenized equity volume will just be increasing nonstop. And
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the interesting thing because right now maybe many people were more bullish on like stocks market rather than crypto market. So it's the market will move to different side compared to crypto market in the coming months, maybe.
mm. Yeah. I mean, I think another thing we chatted about is like being the super individual or super influencer or super learner, which is completely true because right now if you only learn one dimension of the market, meaning like if you only know about cryptocurrency but you are not paying attention to the microeconomics, then that probably will put you into a disadvantaged position because
Yeah,
like other
it's
people
what we
are
call like information cocoons, right?
information cocoon. Yeah. So like before, when crypto is does not have that many intersection with traditional finance, I think we some people are okay just playing the crypto game. But now because there are many more institutional participants as well as like the intersection of the traditional markets, then really like to be able to sustainably generate revenue, we need to learn so many different markets. And I think like the good thing is we have AI, but bad thing is like the competition is heavier and then the timeline is more compressed because the arbitrage window is just shortened every single day. Like every single day there will be new developers and people like me or you be creating new tools to try to find a better way to arbitrage all the information across the markets.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, I think maybe we can quickly talk about a tweet that we saw the other day, which let me pull it up. Is essentially about why people are. Uh, there was a very famous like article saying, oh, the retail buying volume or a lot of degens from the crypto space, they are exiting crypto
Mm.
instead of like entering crypto. And then they say like majority of the purchasing volume for Bitcoin are institutions. What do you think of that?
Uh, Somehow makes sense because we know that one of the catalysts of this bull market cycle was inspired by the launch of like Bitcoin spot ETF by BlackRock, and also there are many layer one and more protocols, specifically servers provided for institutions rather than retail users anymore. So somehow I agree to this extent, and that's why one of the reasons I'm so bullish on Ethereum because
Yeah,
still many applications and innovation built by Ethereum Foundation and also uh, ecosystem surrounding this. Yeah,
I agree. Um, I mean, one thing is very obvious is that Ethereum is definitely winning most of the contracts from traditional finance institutions like BlackRock, like anyone who want to put their asset on chain, like with hundreds of billions or billions of assets, they will definitely go for Ethereum.
yeah,
It's just purely for the security of the assets.
yeah. I
um,
also can feel that Ethereum Foundation is at full speed this year, and we can feel that many of their like institution team and staff are very actively spread the word how they are how they grow and uh, so many initiatives they have built and they delivered across the past few months. Yeah,
you
it's totally
mean
different, totally
mm,
different from the imagination we have compared to
a year
many years
ago?
ago. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I think I see definitely I see more Ethereum Foundation related posts appearing on my timeline. But is there any specific like events or initiative that like really pops up in your mind for this year?
Uh, Actually, how they work with like base ecosystem about the X402 standard was quite a success. Um, Recently, yeah, I would say compared to other big ecosystem, and
Oh, you
also
mean
Dev Connect.
the AI agent
Yeah,
framework?
yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Right after the AI agent fever, because I can feel that X402 standard is one of the biggest narratives or initiative they want to push this year. No matter
mm,
with
mm,
Ethereum Foundation, but also with base ecosystem. Yeah.
mm, mm.
So I think it was a great shot.
Yeah, yeah. I The AI agent market definitely is one interesting market to keep an eye on. And unfortunately, because like I'm doing enough, I guess AI agent related development, so I do have some insights so far, right? I
Mm,
I I generally maintain my general opinion is that like no matter from like the trading infrastructure, meaning all the settlement on chain as well as the cross chain transactions, or from the API stability of like AI agents, it's still we are still early because I mentioned several times like at Sprout we are building an AI agent trading bot, right? Which we have been running that for around 5 days, and then the return is great. Like 5 days, we have achieved 10% P&L on the overall position. Even though like we tested
nice.
with a very small amount of money, but the bot made around like 200 transactions during last 5 days, and then it's still like continuously running no matter while I'm sleeping or not sleeping. The thing is that like what we figure is first of all like the the settlement or the when we try to use the AI agent right to trigger the API to place at the execution, sometimes we see around like 5% of fail rate, which I we are still debugging. It probably is either because the API latency on the exchange that we are using or on the format of the output that AI agent is generating. Because to trigger a specific transaction for the AI agent, you need then to output a specific JSON file to tell you, oh, this is whether this is a long or short position, right? How much leverage? What is the stop loss? What is the take profit position price, and then what is the size of this, and there are many like I guess information and data field it need to output in that specific system, and the AI agent is not 100% outputting the correct format all the time, so there's an error rate for that. And another
Mm,
thing is what I said, the execution, right? Maybe like when you deal with different APIs provided by no matter decentralized exchange or centralized exchange, there's latency, there's slippage, there's like execution error. I even see because of like some API error from Lighter, the perp dex, there was a crypto KOL who was doing like funding rate arbitrage strategy. He actually suffered a loss. Like so he just paused it. He was like, oh, there was API error, and then so
Ah,
all of those information or all of those situations need to be considered when you build an AI trading bot or say just like a normal delta neutral arbitrage strategies. I to be honest, like we are just placing more back testing as well as those like edge case consideration into the code base. A lot of users have already asked me, oh, when are you going to publish or open up the AI trading strategy to retail users? To be honest, I really wanted to, right? I'm probably the number one person who want to open it up sooner than later. But
mm,
but again, I want to make sure like we have enough back testing data for at least like 1 month. And then I'm able to like show you guys, oh, how stable the AI agent is placing the transactions and what is the average PNL, what is the daily like return, is it like trading with some kind of like market bias? Those are all the things like every day we have been trying to test, and I want to make sure like things going very well. um so probably what I I plan to do is like starting from next week, I will start to share like more data. We still need to do a little bit cleanup on the database. I sent a tweet this morning. I can share with you guys like basically while I was okay, while I was sleeping, like midnight or whenever, right? This is we already
Mm.
integrate the bot alert into
Oh,
our
awesome.
company Slack, so it will
Yeah.
place an order, say, oh, it sold, it buy, it opened a long position or short position, and then if you click into the message, which I didn't include here, right? You will also see more details of like why the AI have made that specific decision. So I can read
Oh,
it. I'm
the
not.
body is even integrated with Slack.
Yeah, we did that. So
Oh,
we
nice.
actually have a data structure. We stored all the transaction data because I want to do back testing, right? So it will say, oh, it will tell you the exact risk reward ratio, as well as, oh, what kind of strategy are we using? Are we using like mean revenue? What is the score of this, right? Because the thing is that like we will score whether we for each transaction we will score whether we want to trade SOL, BTC, or ETH. Right now we only let the bot to trade like those three assets, and then it will assess, oh, whether the upcoming transaction, like which one is the best asset to trade, whether the signal is strong enough. And then we will check RSI, we will check like MACD. The AI chatbot will also check like the entry, or what's the current entry, what is the percentage of the stop loss or take profit, and then what's the risk of this specific trade, as well as like the expected holding of this specific trade. So it's actually doing very, very comprehensive and complicated analysis in like every 3 minutes to decide like whether we want to open a new position or close a existing position, and whether to take profit or not. And I definitely think like this is a huge lift for trading. I like, to be honest, I can't I cannot imagine like how an individual can beat AI trading bot in the long run, because first of all, AI trading bot doesn't have any emotions, and second, it just able to analyze all those different information in 3 minutes, right? Compress all the data points. So I'm truly truly
I
amazed.
also don't think I can do that to compete with bots. So I think there would
You were.
should be definitely should be more people that don't believe themselves tend to use these kind of products in the future. Because I also know there are many like social sentiment check, no matter bots or platform,
Mm, mm,
try to
mm, mm.
integrate a trading bot like this. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you will be the first batch of users. Okay, I will let you know. But it's doing really
Yeah.
really well. I mean, you know, like I'm a data maxi. I'm a born data maxi. My background is data science. So I only
Yeah.
bet on the trend or the opportunities that I do think that have like long term value. I mean, I think, to be honest, AI trading bot probably will be commoditized in a way in the future, because there will just be like so many people building this, right? But in the short term, uh, or I think in the short term, first of all, not a lot of people have the speed and also the capability as us like to ship this so quickly. Second is I do firmly believe in Sprouts, like my own team's execution skill and the capability, because like we just know how to do comprehensive and systematic like trading systems, and to take into all those like edge case into consideration. We also understand DeFi. So I do think there is a very sweet spot of window for the next probably like 6 months to 24 months, where we will get significant edge. But as like I think the fundamental infrastructure or AI trading, or more people tap into this opportunity, then the opportunity will be thinner. But we definitely have a good advantage right now, and we want to keep up that.
Yeah, that would
And
be great.
yes, I'm excited. I wish I could share more of those. I will keep posting more. So if anyone is interested, please do follow me, follow Sprout on Twitter, and I will make sure you guys always get the first hand message from us, right?
Yeah.
Another thing, uh, I think maybe Alvin, you are the better person to share. Is like I know you have been like watching a lot of CT or chaos. You said they have been using AI to build trading bots on Poly Market. Do you want to share a
Yeah,
little bit about that?
yeah. I think this kind of phenomenon was like so many people talking about the launch of Gemini 3, how we can utilize this kind of new algorithm to personalize our agents, no matter information related, trading related, or any other thing. We can even see that Michael Burry even launched his own um like paid channel on Substack. Actually, I have paid for that with my friends. So I think the whole world
Oh,
is changing.
which one? Sorry,
Michael
can you?
Burry, Michael Burry.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So what did he launch?
Ah, a Substack. Let me
Let's see.
see.
Oh, so so
Cassandra.
so I think another thing we
Cassandra
want to
Unchained. Yeah.
share with me so I pull it out on the screen. So another thing,
Yeah.
I think like we Alvin and I, we already created our announcement channel as well as our I guess group Telegram group for Guardians Echo. So I will welcome everybody to join that. Uh, okay, let me pull this up so that you guys can all chat with us. Oh, what is this, Cassandra?
It's Michael Burry's personal Substack.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So finally, I guess they he is free to say things because he has like closed his fronts in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And many people are discussing the such um a rich man also needs some a positive payment, a monthly payment from subscription fee. That's an interesting topic.
I mean, I can share a little bit. I feel like that's just like Substack's like subscription model, and also by having a gate, a subscription fee, you also filter out your most loyalty users in that way, right? Because the thing is that like when you like us when we, I mean I understand we are very small right now, but when you give like free advice or when you just like doing this like without any monetary incentive, naturally people are gonna think, oh, or secretly they're gonna think, oh, maybe they're not that legit, so they're giving the advice for free, right? You understand human beings psychology. So I think like it's kind of fair for him to do that. um but I think like no matter which way you adopt, as long as like you have enough influence and you have enough people that you really value, the quality followers, then you're good. Because the personal influence is never, I guess you can value it by the number of followers that you have, but also it really depends on who your target users are. If you only want to target the super loyalty one, then definitely place a subscription fee. Like Alvin, like would you ever adopt a subscription fee for your content in the future?
I think if I want to do that, I will do it like 7 years ago. And I don't want to charge for charge contents for like for retail users because I think all the information should be opened and access to everyone. Yeah, so actually I also thinking about these questions uh within years. But I think maybe one of the like accomplishments I have in the space is I try to provide as much as I can
Mm.
the contents for free and with 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 my team. Yeah. So maybe not, maybe not. Yeah.
I mean,
But I was
I
still for free.
to be honest, I can confidently say this, right? Probably I will never adopt a fee on my content because I treat this as my more like my distribution channel than anything else. And then I want to make sure like and also because the content is kind of like casual in a way. So I think it's not fair to charge the users, even though like we do spend a lot of time on curating the content or discuss like what we want to be discussing, right? But I think like I'm already getting a lot of upside from my product. Meaning, when I open up my AI trading bot strategy, when I open up my funding rate arbitrage strategy for the tokenized equities, there will be a fee charged on top of the P&L. So that's the business model from my product. And then in this way, I think like it's sustainable because I'm already getting the upside from my product. But then for my personal opinion, for whatever we're doing for the live stream, I can just like freely express what I really want, right? I hope I will always have the freedom to say the things I'm comfortable to say. Though I think like when you grow bigger, when you have more social responsibility, right? Or when you have more bigger investors in play, then okay, you need to be more and more careful. But at least like for now, or the direction I want to be going, it should be like pretty self-oriented. It should be full of filled with fully of my own logic and thinking without like sacrificing too much.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I think depends on different everyone's everyone's goal toward um different things they want to share. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I think like in this way, like our we can really push the this live stream as well as all of our content like longer.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I think another thing I want to add on the founding. I mean, I can pull up like Hyperliquid. So, and
Yeah.
I've shared this like so many times. Like I think I already shared this probably like during the even the last two live streams about the founding. Uh, so I added like if you just check the Hyperliquid, right, and then you just check the funding rate, you rank it by funding rate, okay, and here you can see like, oh, today it's different, right, but mostly you see it's all like the stocks. The annualized funding rate is like around above like 30%, and then sometimes like during the midnight you will see like Google or Meta, Tesla, their funding rate will be annualized around like 200%, 300%. So I do foresee that this trend gonna continue to hold to be true, and it's just a matter of time of how many people are gonna tap into this funding rate arbitrage opportunity. I already see many like big DeFi KOLs talking about it. I talked about it shortly. I didn't send like specific tweet because uh, we are working on the product side, right? So I don't want to pre-promise, oh, we're gonna ship this in 2 or 3 weeks. But I would say like definitely this is the direction we are looking into that, and then we will Sprout will probably be the first ever team to ship that feature to users, to retail users. The so far the funding rate arbitrage for the tokenized stock like every day, what I'm seeing is like probably 0.5% to 1% on the overall position. So not bad. You are muted, Alvin.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What I want to talk about is that Hyperliquid is not only a cryptex or a competitor compared to central exchange anymore.
Yeah.
What I see right now is that they may be a representative of the um stocks on chain broker,
Mm,
representative from the crypto space to compete with other central exchanges or any big institutions that want to come into the space because they have their own environment, smart players, and also the
mm,
new launch HIP3 standard. And
mm,
the growth speed of the projects is very quick, way beyond our expectation. And now we have over like 3 to 5 apps we can trade stocks, these kind of derivatives, not only from the platform but also our mobile app, mobile end like Liquid. This kind of app they raise like maybe over 3 or 4 million for their C round previously. And also also see that Web2 traditional finance like institutions like Citadel and Brevet Howard Digital, they they invested a lot of projects, especially this cycle. And all these institutions, they didn't so not 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 so much active compared to the last cycle. So I think it's very bullish for the coming years. Yeah, because we can
Mm-mm-mm.
see apparently we can see many traditional finance investors coming in. Yeah,
Mm. I think one thing people need to I guess I want to talk about why what is capital efficiency, or like how do we value an asset, right? And yesterday I also sent a tweet on my tweet. Basically, it talks about the velocity of assets, uh, and I think, like, especially like when you are holding assets, like either you want to hold the assets where like it's very easy for you to exchange it into different position and you chase like different hot narratives so that you trade on that, or like you invest, say, stable coins, whatever, you do yield farming and you do enough diversification, enough but curated diversification so that you can endure both the bull and bear market, right? Those are two things like when you think about the asset. And I think like the tokenized equity, what it enables is, say, originally when I hold my Google, Tesla, my Hood, whatever stock position in Robinhood, right? I'm not earning the additional interest. I'm just holding it, right? Maybe
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
getting the revenue share from them, but that's it.
yeah,
But with the tokenized equity, one interesting play, which I think like people are building it, and I specifically know Happy Liquid is also building that, is that they want to enable not only the trading experience but also the lending and borrowing experience. So maybe like when you don't want to trade your stock, right? You can basically lend your stock somewhere, right? Which
yeah,
will be like a money market, and then once you collateralize that, it's permissionless, and then you can borrow against that, like borrow some USDC or USDT, and then to do something else, to further like to get the immediate liquidity so that like you can tap into the most recent opportunity. And that's what we call the velocity of the asset, which is extremely important. And this is a disruption for the traditional finance market. And I
mm,
think this is such a good news for retail users, because again, those kind of services were originally only available to wealth managers or super high net worth individuals who have those like people who 24/7 serve them or help them to manage their position, work with prime brokerage to achieve those goals, right? But right now, like you can simply just do that on chain permissionlessly. So there's like much more possibility for you to achieve, as no matter as an individual or institution. Of course, like for institution, you still face a lot of compliant and legal issues, right? Like if you want to put a lot of money on chain, then there's the huge debate. That just means like this is how we grow as individuals. And I do think like even though the institutions, they are not, I guess they are not putting a lot of money, or they are not putting a significant amount of money on chain, but they are constantly having their individual research team to test out those different products and build a strategy, and then just waiting for the moment when the legal or the compliance team say, hey, you guys can actually go ahead. So what that means is we should definitely tap, like this is the era where we can benefit the most, right? We can actually enjoy the upside before the institutions take over all the pies. And then this will lead to another topic like I want to talk about is why we're talking about like uh poly market or prediction market so much. This is actually I actually this is a common topic that like Alva and I both want to talk about, because interestingly, like when Alva and we have a notes that we share with each other, right? Essentially, it's a Notion doc where we share with each other what we have been reading, and then this is a common tweet that we both see. Basically, it's talking about the, you guys can see the tweet, right, Alvin? So basically, it's Jeff Yaz talking about, oh,
yes,
what's the future about prediction
yeah,
market and why it's
yeah,
so important for retail users. And mainly he was talking about, oh, so prediction market is meaning it's actually disrupting not only the media market, but also it will influence the real world decision making, right? The it boldly says that the greatest role of the prediction market is preventing the war, because
yeah,
historically all the administrations across different countries, they're gonna say, "Oh, we predict that if we're gonna do this war, it's gonna cost that much." But then later, people gonna found out, oh, they spend much more money, and then also it costs more deaths of people. So
Yeah.
so if people can bet this in real time, and then they can place their votes, say, "Oh, we don't want war." Probably it could be prevent, right? It can real time influence the policymakers, and also, as it says, right, it quantifying the decision making for policymakers. Another thing
Yeah,
is
no
like,
longer a matter of interference, but a cross-border financial event. Because we like the president um elevate election, Trump, we didn't know, we didn't imagine that we will focus on Trump election so much until we get into the crypto space. Because it's not only the big event in America, but also the cross-border um, event that can affect so many kinds of aspects in the world. So I think it's kind of the same concept, um, like the war event. No matter the war is related to ourself or our family, but it will affect the world, the economics, the order or anything. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think basically, like, if you empower people to vote in such a I would say public manner, right? Because all the transactions are placed on chain, though you still have your identity, but I guess it's one step closer for more transparency and participation from the general public.
Yeah.
I still think like there will be major influence coming from different political parties as well as like institutions. That's just inevitable, and we we should also not lie to ourselves in that, right? You should never think, oh, those are things are all like very purely organic. No, but at least like where you can look for the information, and continue to like read through this tweet, right? I think there are a lot of interesting opinions coming from it. It's like another interesting example is you can actually buy insurance, because I think majority of the insurance providers in the US, they just wouldn't provide like home insurance for in Florida, because there are just like too many hurricanes and they are not making money by providing insurance to them. So instead of like you seeking insurance from like the traditional brokers, you can actually place a bet on Poly Market and then try to win using those bets. So instead of like, it will be probably the similar amount of money you would have been like spending on insurance, but the good thing is like you can actually use weather data, or like the for example the wind speed data here you mentioned, to place a bet. So whenever you see some abnormal, you can just place an insurance bet, right? If you lose it, it's you can think of as you would have been like use that money to purchase insurance. But if you actually win that bet, then you have the insurance in place. So
Yeah.
I think this sentence is really interesting. It's like if you are truly smarter than the market, then place your bets, which which mm, I mean most of the time, or in terms of like general investment decisions, I still recommend people to what I'm building, right? I still think like for retail users, yield farming, we need to do diversification, we need to do curation. That's like Sprout main product. And for trading, we have like AI agent to assess all the sentiment analysis. But I think like there will definitely be areas where you personally have a lot of edge. For example, I used to play League of Legends a lot, and I used to follow a lot of those like professional teams who play League of Legends, right? So you have your favorite players. You also know how those teams compete with each other. So probably at that time you will have the edge. Say, oh, I I want to place a heavy bet on my favorite team, and I have full confidence. And probably like you are right, right? So those are the areas where like nobody else can do it better than you. I feel like what's your edge, Alvin? Like what's something you will be confidently betting on? Like if you think about one area.
Oh, one area.
Mm.
Except crypto space or
except
it
crypto
can
space. Like what
accept.
is it? Yeah, except yes.
Wow. Let me think. Um,
Yeah, I never ask dumb questions. Okay, Alvin, never think I will ask you easy question. Uh, I think.
oh,
Mm,
maybe
mm,
rap culture, rap star, or some music
mm,
related topics. Maybe I'm not so familiar with that, but I can dig into it because it's
mm,
out of my it's my own interest. So I can dig into this. I can
mm,
be sure that I can dig into the topic compared to maybe other
mm, mm,
80% or 90% of people. Yeah.
mm, mm.
So I
I think
think
that.
that's one
Mm,
of the interesting theory from all the articles talking about the popping up of prediction market. There will be so many kinds of expert for specific topics on prediction market in the future, like sports, election, war. So
mm,
many
mm.
new related topics. We may not see a general financial analyst in the future, maybe, and they will popping up a new occupations like blah 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 prediction expert or something. Yeah.
I mean, maybe they should rename themselves, right? Instead of calling themselves the expert, just, just like, because I now
Yeah.
I have kind of like like people almost have a negative association with the word expert in some way. Like
Yeah.
whenever you see
Yeah.
it on social
Yeah.
media, it's
Yeah.
counterintuitive, but it's true, right? And then I think for me, probably I would say like I used to know a lot on the commercial real estate in China because like that's how
Oh,
I grew up. So
oh,
it's more
nice.
like the family knowledge. And then I would say like still like my intuition or the way of I assessing those like commercial real estate will probably be more
Wow.
practical and more advanced than the other people, right? Because it's also not like available public information. Uh, and
Oh,
then
yes. Yes.
other than that, I think it's just crypto. Right now, my core focus is on DeFi, on AI. But the point is not. I guess like our point is not to show what we are good at. Our point here is like you need to figure out like what you are really truly good at. Maybe you're just like very good at fashion. You are really good at like predicting your local events, right? Your local political events, whatever you are interested in, you genuinely love and you spend a lot of time on, then confidently place your bets here and enjoy the upside from that.
Yeah, it reminds of the one of the best books I've read in my college life called End of Employment. We may not be definite by a single job or a position or a title, because we may have a tag that live with us in our life. So we may be I think it's very interesting concept. And the book was even like coming out 10 years ago. And
Mm.
I think it's very innovative. We need to think about except jobs or company
I mean,
are there
it's true.
any other things we can
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to express how we good at. Yeah.
Mm-mm. In Chinese terms, it's called like slash younger generation, right? Because
Yes, yes.
when people say who they are, they're gonna say, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur slash podcaster slash dancer." Da da da. The trend is already here. I mean, Alvin, look at us. Look at you and me. Just look at you and me, right? Like
Yeah.
if I want to slash myself, first of all, right, I'm a founder. And if I put like a more detailed description, I'm a DeFi founder, I'm a consumer application founder, I am AI related founder, right? A data driven founder. Slash. Okay, what's the next slash? Is like I'm also a podcaster, I'm a live streamer together with you, right? What's the next slash? I am a music lover. What's the next slash? I like psychology, right? I love writing. So there are so many like different slash you can add into that. And at the end of the day, it's always your choice of how you spread your time across those different slashes. And you
Yeah.
are the only person who can make the decision, say, hey, I'm getting a lot of upside on this specific slash. I want to spend more time. And this is also highly dependent on the timing, dependent on the market, because maybe today, right, like today or within the next 5 years, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be building Sprout, I'm going to be building the AI trading bot, all of those, right? But maybe 5 years later, it's already like commoditized, or maybe the business is already mature. I want to spend more time, educating people, talking, on doing more live stream, on doing more in real life events. Or maybe I don't want to do this at all. Maybe like 3-5 years later, I want to be a dancer. Who knows, right? So I think like the core concept is don't limit yourself. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
always your own, like it's only your mindset, your imagination is limiting your future, nothing else.
yeah, yeah. Like
Mm-mm.
people will gradually grow to the both ends of the spectrum, like the concept that we talk on the last episode. On it, yeah,
Mm.
because
Both
the
ends.
super individual will try anything they could
Mm,
to learn anything. Yeah, because they know how to get it, and many people surrounding by us
mm,
are doing
mm.
these kind of things. So we may stop, we may not stop. We will keep solo leveling or something. Yeah. So it's a totally
Solo
different
leveling.
so leveling or leveling with our partners or friends. And it's
Yes.
totally a different concept when we were in our college or school life.
It's called side questing. You have your main quest, and then you have your
Uh
side quest. You have your
yeah,
main
solo
map.
leveling is a Netflix series, very famous.
Solo leveling. Oh, I never watched. Oh my. Oh, I
Yeah,
feel
yeah, yeah,
like
it's very
may,
famous, very famous.
maybe I should spend more time on watching TV shows, because I realized like this is limiting my social capability. Yes, last
Ah,
time I went
kind
out
of.
with like my co-founder and his wife, right? And then we're having dinner, like a pre-Thanksgiving dinner. And then she started to ask me, "Hey, Maina, did you watch this show, that show?" I'm like, I'm sorry, I did not watch this. And I was like, what is this about? I mean, I know it's a very general or a common TV show for people to watch, or for, I would say, like girls
Ah,
to watch. This is not a sexism comment, okay? It's just like it's a
ah,
popular show among girls. But
oh.
unfortunately,
They
I
should
never
forgive you
watched it.
because you're a founder. You're in a founder mode, so
I
yeah.
mean, of
Never
course they
mind.
forgive me, but I'm just
Oh,
saying, I'm just thinking maybe like one thing I have been thinking how I avoid this kind of situation, or I improve my social capability, is like maybe I will watch the shorter version of some of the TV shows, and I know the
oh.
general storyline, and then so that I can talk about it.
Oh yeah, maybe.
What do you think? But anyways, now with that being said, yeah, you see, that's one of a moment I realized, okay, this is like one side of life I kind of missing. And then she asked me, "Oh, what do you watch?" And I tell her what I watch, and she was like, "Oh, that's boring."
Never mind, never mind.
Never mind. but but anyways, I would need your some of your recommendations for the TV shows for sure. Yes,
Actually, I don't see that so much. So
I know, I know. So I think like if you don't watch that much, probably like the ones you watch is very interesting. You
maybe.
yeah. Anyways, okay. And then let's just finish this Twitter, right? And then
Yep.
now comes to the interesting part is like we it says like you should always spend more time actually deciding like the most important decisions in your life, because we realize that like when we make a decision, let's say something trivial, or what do you eat today, or what stock do you buy, right? We tend to spend more time, but when you like, and I think this is what I see from like stories online or people, right? That who you marry, who you want to be in relation with like a lot of people, they rush it, right? Which I mean, I understand people are impulsive, but also I think like I'm not saying the speed, it's more like you as a person, have you thought through, okay, like what kind of life you want, what kind of relationship you want, right? And then you fully understand that person from a human being perspective, and then you get together. So this is, but there are two philosophical saying, right? One one philosophical group, they're gonna say, oh, they can make a quick decision because they already explore a lot of things, and then their subconsciousness already helped them to make the decision. And actually, like my dad, he always said, like when you make big decisions, just go with your intuition. That's what he taught me, like when I was younger. But then the other philosophical group is more like, okay, you need to actually like think thoroughly. So I have been like reflecting on myself, like, okay, which way works better for me? um I think it's more like, for me, it's more like if I already trained that thing, or if I have experienced so many different things as a muscle, and if I already done my reflection over the years, then probably I can trust more of my intuition because I have enough experience, right? But if it's something new, then definitely I need to be cautious, and also just like reflect and try to learn step by step, not rush anything. Like what do you think?
Yeah, sounds the same as me. Yeah, it depends on the topics. If I'm familiar enough with it, I will depends on my intuition.
More. Yeah, because kind of like your muscle, no matter your brain
Yeah,
or in your body, is kind of used to that, right? So you kind of
yeah.
know. Mm,
Maybe I will simply draw a matrix for specific questions. But if there is a big challenge or problem need to solve, yeah, maybe I would uh rely on my intuition or just ask some of my close friends about this.
would you discuss your problem with your close friends?
Sometimes, sometimes it
Mm,
helps.
mm. I think for me it's a 50-50.
Ah,
There are
50/50.
a certain set of problems I will only think by myself.
Yeah, should be.
Should be. Okay.
Yeah,
The reason is more like, I think like eventually the ultimate decision making is only dependent on yourself, right? So many people around you, your mentor, your friends, your family, your loved ones, they can give you advice, but it's all from their perspective, and it's all
yeah,
from what they have learned from their life. But everybody kind of living a different timeline, and then we grow up differently, right? And if we have age difference, then the information and the tools that are available to each of us are very different. So it's it's very hard for other people to simulate like what you are thinking, and to 100% take your position, and like to think of the best choice for you. And plus, nobody reads your mind, okay? So I always like, just there are a certain percentage of decisions, especially the most important ones, I just always just like keep it to myself, and I just like continues to think until, like one moment I'd be like, okay, Mena, let's do it, and then
yeah.
I would
Maybe
just do it.
maybe sometimes I just need some friends or people to ask me questions from different perspective.
Mm,
So
mm,
maybe not
mm.
only just they need them to do some decision for me, but also they will give some feedbacks and ask some questions to some extent.
I agree. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I think like asking the right questions is already almost like solves your problem, like 50% of your problem.
Yes, yes, yeah,
Yeah, because it's just our blind spot. Naturally, like we have so many different blind spot,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and and we never realize it until, okay, people like just like maybe just the one random comment and be like, oh my god, why I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
But uh, I think with that being said, like we covered tokenized stock, we covered AI trading, we also covered Bitcoin, we covered why like
Prediction
prediction
market.
market, or how creatively you utilize poly market and prediction market. Oh, and what else do you want to chat about? Actually, I want to chat about like Mona's decision of not going with Binance.
Oh, yeah, that's an
Yes,
interesting one.
yeah, this is a
Yeah,
big one, and mm,
yeah, it's a big one.
mm,
Mm.
because
Many people discussing this. Yeah,
mm,
the
mm,
decrease the Binance listing effect, right?
yes. So So I will just share what I know, right? So right before Mona launched their token, probably a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I received like some information. I heard like they are having they kind of delayed their token launch because they are not having a good conversation with centralized exchange at that time. That was like middle of October. I think I also shared with you, Alvin, during our off stream time, right? You remember that?
Ah,
And
yeah,
yeah, and then this time you see like, oh, they did their ICO, their 200 million 185 million ICO on Coinbase, their first like ICO project. And then they also got listing from Upbit and Bithumb, but
yeah,
no Binance listing. Because
yeah,
like, I mean, now it's just like industry common knowledge that like Binance is going to charge you a certain percentage of your token supply to reward their users, which has been their business model, right? And 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 but again, we should not neglect the fact that Binance is still the number one centralized exchange in this world. That their spot volume is probably like 90% of the overall market, or if not more. So I guess like, because we Mona didn't get listed on Binance day one, so we don't know like what will be its like valuation, or what will be its effect or user adoption. But right now, I think the token is holding up pretty well. Like last
yeah.
time when we checked, is I
The
think it's still
highest
mm,
price may up to near 5 billion.
yeah, 5
It's way
billion. Now it's like
beyond.
mm,
Yeah, I think it's way beyond many people's expectation, including me. Yeah,
now it's 4 billion.
I nearly got
Yeah,
wrecked because I bought the 4B no option on Poly Market, and luckily, it executed like, yeah, my 4B option, was profit one, was a profit one. Yeah,
good. But I mean, I think like let's just like continue to monitor their performance in the long run. Uh, but
yeah,
I'm a believer that like if one big project have lead this, right, we will see many more projects doing the same thing.
yeah,
Especially
for sure.
and to be honest, I mean I will say this is more, it's not only like region but also political, or the diversification between the Western and Eastern. Because
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Like
and
finance
then
down, Coinbase and Upbit up, something like this. And maybe Hyperliquid or any other pre-market options.
I don't think I'm gonna up that much. I think it's still it's a war between Coinbase and Binance.
But like
You mean the volume?
uh the news come out with the with Naver
Mm,
is also quite big. Yeah,
mm.
with Upbit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean they still play an important role, but I think like yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with you.
it's a different thing. It's a different thing.
It's a different layer of competition. I was thinking more
Yeah.
like Western and Eastern, right? But
Mm.
the Upbit's position is also interesting. But they are earning money. Come on, so there's
Yeah.
not forever partner, but always just like each of the business turns.
Mm.
Um, are we saying like the Binance listing power is getting reduced? I think probably in a way, right? At least like from a public perspective, if there are so many people are talking about it, then the impact is probably even a bit deeper than we thought. Mm.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Still so many coming TG big tokens in the coming months.
What are you looking forward to? In addition,
I don't
except
know.
Mega East. Mm.
Uh, no idea.
No,
Because I think the market is still not good, still as not so good.
yeah.
So maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like extreme bullish, even though we already look at the Deribit data in the very beginning of the live stream, right? People are kind of bullish in the short term, at least until the end of this year. But I wouldn't say like this is a time where you're gonna relax. You'll be like, oh, another like upcoming bull or crazy session is coming. It doesn't suggest that. It just means like by
Yeah.
the end of this year, people are kind of bullish. But
And
who knows
also
about
many
Q1?
like trading related metrics show that many good traders that they pick up at 83 or 85 entry levels, also already exit this today. like over 90K or something.
Yeah. So I think like whenever you see those news, you should also think about your own entry price and also your take profit price, right? Like
Yes, yes.
unless you are holding those like spot and you will be holding it for more than like 10 years, then don't look at the price. But if
Yeah,
you are looking for a short-term gaining and you are also like considering about the upcoming tax seasons, and then don't just look at one side of the story, right? No matter what
yeah,
people show you, oh, this gonna go up, like always like invest with the money that you are comfortable with, and then that
yeah,
you don't need. And if you need it like in a very short medium term, then be prepared for that, right?
yeah,
Prepare the liquidity instead of like just
yeah,
relying on like the trade.
yeah. And average cost is the most important factor to hold an asset.
Yes. Yes, buy quality asset at
Yeah,
cheap price. That's the most important rule for investing. But
100%.
I mean, I think like for investors, actually, it requires more skill set for them to continuously to win in the long run. I also sent out tweet out earlier this week, right? You not only need to know how to read the general economic data, you need to know the industry that you are investing on really well from end to end, right? What is the business model? You need to know compliance, the data collection. You need to know the mode. You need to know all the hidden information, and then with that, then maybe you are able to make like good investment decisions. Um, but so I guess like maybe doing pre-seed investment might be easier than like the other ones, because pre-seed is mainly dependent on the founders, right? But reading human being is another story. Did you see the tweet that yesterday there was someone talking about, oh, even though we love Vitalik, but look at Vitalik's angel investment. Did you see that
Oh,
tweet?
no,
Yeah.
but sounds interesting.
Yeah, but basically people say, okay, even though we love Vitalik, but if you look at his angel investment list, it's not that great.
Oh, okay. Sounds like an ironic one.
Yeah, it's an ironic one. I will share it with you. But anyways, I think it has been a very fruitful 67
Yeah,
minutes with everybody
yeah.
today. And again, today is Thanksgiving. I hope everybody, like in addition to work, you also get time to spend with your family, to talk about your past year learning, to reflect on yourself, and then to really enjoy life a little bit. Right? This is very very important. The
Mm,
life and work life balance is your left hand and right hand connected both to your hearts. So
mm.
make sure you have both.
So great,
Alvin,
so great.
Alvin, any blessings? Any nice words?
Um, yeah, I think many people will feel maybe anxietyful for so many new things coming up in the market, or maybe we will lose some money in such a volatile market. But as Mena said, we need to be thankful for people love us and the people we love to keep up with our momentum and have a good status is the most important to 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 work in the long run. Yeah.
Yes, and we look forward to see you guys. We will also share our Telegram group chat link so that you can join us, and we go from there. Thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah.
tuning.
Thank you guys. See
We
you
will see
guys
you
next time.
guys next time. Until next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.